So I can't believe it's been 1 year since I started this channel, and the things I learned along the way are so life-changing. If I had this knowledge 3 years ago, my whole life would have changed. And the things I'm talking about here is not self-improvement. I'm not gonna give you any life hacks. I'm not gonna tell you to meditate. I'm not gonna tell you to go to the gym, because we all know that these things are superficial. They might improve your life, of course, but they will not change your life, which is why you are here. Things I'm gonna mention here will absolutely change your life if you understand them and you apply them to your life. So it all started in 2024. Early October, I was 19 at the time. I was having a break at this job. And like any normal person, I started scrolling. I kept seeing these people, 16-year-old people, 17-year-old. They're not even 18 and they're achieving more than me. And that just pissed me off. So I decided to look at my life. I was 19, didn't have any money, barely had any friends. I wasn't smart, I wasn't anything. I worked at this job with middle-aged people. What the hell was I doing with my life? That was the turning point of my life. I created the channel. I didn't know why. I didn't have some master plan. I wasn't doing anything. I was just posting random shit. If you looked at my first videos, you'll realize that it was just nonsense. I was just talking some motivational crap, when in reality I wasn't even applying anything. That went on for multiple months until I made the most important decision of my life that changed everything. The thing I'm talking about is a brotherhood. Obviously, I didn't expect anyone to join, but when the first person joined my brotherhood, it was the best feeling of my life, because nobody in my life has ever joined me on anything. At schools, when there were projects, people were running away from me. They always said, fuck you. You're ugly, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. I never had people follow me. So that was the most revolutionary time of my life. Now you might say, well, why do I need people? Why do I need brotherhoods? David Goggins works alone, right? So why would you need that? There's a simple question that you can answer to see if you actually need friends. How many goals have you achieved alone? Think about your life for a second. You are still a loser. You still do all this stupid shit. That's why you're watching these videos. You're still not where you want to be. And then you say you don't need any help. You will never get out of this situation. The only way you can get out of this situation is by being brought back to reality. And that will never happen to you because you have an easy life. You have all the shit that you want. You can just sit and watch some anime. You can jerk off. Your life is not really that hard. So how do you expect to escape that alone? It's not gonna happen. That's why having a brotherhood is one of the solutions to fix your shitty ass lifestyle. Now, if you reach this far, I want to tell you something so important that many people will disagree with. Many people will say that I'm full of shit, but it will all make sense once you understand this. Remove the deadlines, because your growth is not linear. You're not just climbing the mountain. That is not how shit works in the real world. You will always stay at the bottom, and one day it will all blow up. That's all I see nowadays. I don't see a linear growth when you're just starting out, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. That is the exact reason why most people have quit. You have no idea how many people started at the same time as I did. They all surpassed me in the beginning. They all were happy, but they reached a plateau and they never surpassed that, and then they quit. Now, the reason why I didn't give up is because of the brotherhood, but also because I realized that there will be one day where everything will change, which was one of the videos that blew up. The video that got 100K on my channel. I didn't expect that, but it just happened, and it carried my entire channel. Everything changed after that, simply because I didn't have a deadline. I didn't expect anything. I wasn't demotivated. I just kept improving and improving, and it just played out in the end. And this is just a small one. What is up to come, I have no idea. But this just proves me right. Deadlines will destroy you. Will make you depressed. You will quit. If I didn't have a brotherhood, if I had a bunch of deadlines, I would have never reached this point, and I would still be a loser. I would still work at that job. I would still play Roblox. I would still play Fortnite. I would do all this stupid shit because I had everything wrong. Now, this point will really make me look like some manifestation guru, but you have to really pay attention to what I say here, because if you get this wrong, the whole video is just useless. Your reality is based on what you know right now. So in your life, all you've been doing is just losing. You've always been relapsing. You just have a shitty life. Everything's not going well. Because of those things, all you will think about is losing. So if I gave you a solution, if I showed you how to fix your life, you would immediately think on how to lose, because that's what your life is based on. That's all you know. So basically, the point I'm getting at is that you are losing because you're uneducated. You don't know anything beyond what you already know. So obviously, you will not see any opportunities. You will not see any doors to success. Even though you have all the resources to succeed, you simply don't have the knowledge. That is exactly why most people are losers. If you adopted my mind, you knew what I knew, you would immediately see opportunities that most don't see. You will think completely different. And that's why your whole life is absolute dog shit. Once you start educating yourself, everything will become easier. But the question is, how do you know who is right? Who is correct? How do you know if that knowledge is good and that is bad? Well, that is where the brotherhood comes in. You have to do some critical thinking. You have to analyze. You don't just blindly follow advice. You don't just meditate because some guy said, oh, you should meditate and that's how you fix your life. No, you do some critical analysis. You have to think a bit. You have to use your intelligence for once. And that's how you make better decisions in your life. But it all comes down to knowledge. Once you are knowledgeable, automatically make better decisions. So the action steps for today: join a brotherhood, let's communicate, and let's see what you need to improve on. I hope this helped you, and take care.